Happy October and welcome to another edition of Basic Brunches. As you can tell, we're all in the spirit of celebrating the most haunting, wonderful, frightfully fun months of the year. My personal favorite, Halloween. We have Sammy, and then Whitney, and Ren. What are you dressed as? Obviously, I'm trying a scarecrow thing, and that's it.
So I am a witch, which is funny because this is actually kind of like my normal aesthetic anyway, witchy vibes. So, yeah.
I'm Beetlejuice, but like Beetlejuice doing brunch.
Brunchal juice.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
I'm a MacGyvered myself into no face, kind of. Except I didn't do the little triangles.
I like this brunch edition of No Face. It just looks super chill. You are straight out of bed, brunch face.
Brunch
Everybody
face.
knows who
Brunch
face is, but nobody asks how.
Let's go into the first topic. A ghost, a mummy, and a skeleton. If you had to visit one of these three, which would it be and why?
If I got to visit one of these three, I think it would definitely be a skeleton, because I used to study forensic anthropology, so bones are my thing. So I'm like, probably would harass the person or the skeleton and be like, what was your life like? Some of these things tell me something. Were you malnourished as a child? And just be like nerding out over their bones.
Solid.
Last month it was like, oh yeah, I was on an excavation. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because I was studying their bones.
The many things we learn about Ren. Can't wait for next month.
So I'm going with mummy, and I'm going to assume it's ancient Egypt. I know various cultures practice mummification, but I'm gonna assume it's ancient Egypt because I'm fascinated with ancient Egypt. So I would ask, I'd be like, yo, is King Tut really cool? Is this tomb really cursed? Because I've been there and I'm kind of screwed now. So,
Oh no.
Is this an issue that we're going to be having?
Exactly.
I think I'm going to go with Ghost, but to be determined at a later date which one. I like to keep my options open.
I also picked Ghost because I'm used to them already. My parents' apartment was haunted with 2, and the upstairs neighbor had 1, and they all just kind of like mishmashed together. There was only one that seemed kind of malicious, but I think he just had anger issues.
Needed therapy.
Ghost therapy.
Is there a therapy in the afterlife? That would be helpful. Like, it might help him move on. Let's talk about comedy horror films. Which would be your top 2?
Huge Simon Pegg and Nick Frost fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys all know where this is going. So obviously Shaun of the Dead. I watched it inappropriately young. And it was a huge factor in my going through a Queen phase. And then my second choice is Dale and Tucker versus Evil. It's about 2 hillbillies who go and get their like a little vacation home cabin in the woods. And the whole series of blunders leads these college kids in, and like it's all misconstrued. It is very fun and I highly recommend it.
Would definitely have to say Little Shop of Horrors, because the Dentist song is my favorite. It's a musical and I love me some musicals. And then the next one, I guess it's The Haunted House, the one with Eddie Murphy.
Haunted Mansion?
Haunted Mansion.
Mansion, yeah.
I recently watched that, like maybe 2 nights ago.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but it was like, it was a pretty good movie and there were some pretty funny parts in that. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, they definitely made lots of references to the Haunted Mansion before the Haunted Mansion even had a story premise, like a in-depth story. Because before it was just spooky ghosts and all this little fun stuff, but now there's a story. And there's been rumors for years about a Haunted Mansion film from
Guillermo del Toro, right?
Yes.
Oh, that would have been phenomenal.
Guillermo, please, sir, We are waiting for this.
Please.
We yearn for it.
My first one is Return of the Living Dead. It's got 80s campy horror is definitely my brand, my aesthetic. The soundtrack is killer. It's got a lot of punk rock music. So you've got like TSOL, The Damned, The Cramps. Fun fact trivia that this was the first movie that actually showed zombies running, I believe.
Ooh.
Running zombies, yeah.
Oh, shit. That's amazing.
And then my second one is Shaun of the Dead. Huge
That's why I
Simon
went
Pegg
first.
and Nick Frost fan, and I'm just obsessed. It was such a fresh and fun idea.
Here, we'll give you a bonus option.
Because then my other one would have been Little Shop too.
Oh, God. Hey, at least all three of you have things in common.
Would we consider Evil Dead comedic at all? I mean, I know that there's comedic elements, but
I would think so.
So I mean, then definitely I would go with Evil Dead, the original. So good.
It's
I'm
so
actually
good.
really far behind on a lot of like must-see horror films. You guys have any recommendations? My knowledge is lacking.
I would have to definitely say Once Bitten. It's a 1985 Jim Carrey when he was a youngin', and he was so adorable. But
Oh my
basically, vampires in Hollywood trying to find a virgin so that they can all rejuvenate, and he is the virgin in his school. So the vampire slowly transitions him into being a vampire, and I won't tell you the end. It's Jim Carrey. It's a comedy. It is so funny. I love Jim Carrey. I haven't been disappointed yet from anything that he's done. I will pick a more modern film, and it's going to be What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, it's a
Yes.
solid one. Dang it.
Like nobody's heard of it, but like every time you show someone, they love it.
I love it.
Even if there's someone who can't stand horror, like spookiness at all, it's just
I am one of those people. I don't really like horror movies just because there's too many jump scares and things, but I loved it. So of course I watched the show, and I loved the show.
You're gonna love the show.
I love the show. I actually just started watching it last year, and I'm like, how have I not discovered this sooner? It's like mockumentary and observational humor, which is what I'm obsessed with, and horror, it's everything.
There's like Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Addams Family, Young
Oh,
Frankenstein.
Addams Family.
They're all
yeah.
classics, and they're all in that like genre of history.
Oh man, I forgot about Addams Family. Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, like Steph killed it.
It was hard, and I was like, oh, somebody's gonna say Beetlejuice, especially after you told me you were gonna be Beetlejuice today. I was like, there's a good chance she's gonna say Beetlejuice.
Nope. I just wanted to do the makeup.
I'm so glad.
That being said,
so
I'm a
glad I
Tim
asked. We are in the last stretch, and it is game time. Yay. Whoop, whoop. And it is a drinking game of Would You Rather. And for the sake of no ties, I will opt out until it's been determined who the loser is. So I will join you in the drinking escapade. I have my
Ooh.
cranberry rum ready to go. Nice
Yum.
Boozy.
bloody color. Ooh.
Mhm.
Ooh. Yeah, I
She's got her witch's brew, and Ren's got her face.
Another thing? Face to face.
So the first one, would you rather have a costume that's really amazing but also very uncomfortable, or have a costume that is not anything all that special but it is comfortable to wear? Everybody put up your letters. A. I guess I'm the only one drinking.
Listen, I cosplay. Do you know how many uncomfortable costumes? Okay, listen, my Morgan, heavy PVC pipe wing. It was incredibly uncomfortable. At the end of the day, I was taking pictures on the ground and I made it work. But I will definitely choose A.
That's fair. I mean, if it's a Halloween party and I'm not working it, I'm gonna be as invisible as possible so that I don't have people coming up to me, and I get to observe everybody's costume and laugh at the ones that are struggling. Sammy. Oh, actually, all three.
Thinking of
Sammy,
this
Whitney, Red.
at a con, everybody would be like, you miserable.
Next one. Would you rather meet a vampire, A, or B, meet a werewolf? 1, 2, 3, go. Ren! I get to drink with you again! As I'm on equal standing with vampires, I'm allergic to the sun, garlic, people. What made you pick what you picked?
I just feel like with a vampire is going to be a vampire 24/7, whereas a werewolf, they're human form during the day and then they will transform, when it's full moon or in the evening. So, it depends when you catch them. If you catch them on a good day or a bad night, I pick werewolf. And I love creatures, so werewolf it is.
So very similar reasons. That it's not forever. If I catch them on a good day, less risk. If I get infected, I only gotta deal with it like once a month, and I'm a woman, so I'm used to that. And the other thing, so it's kind of funny that you mentioned the movie you did, because every time someone says werewolf to me now, I'm like, it's werewolves, not swearwolves. And that is a factor in my selection. Someone's cusses in our household is not supposed to. We're like, hey, we're werewolves, not swearwolves.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
That's rich. Okay, yeah. And Ren, why did you pick vampires?
Mine is very simple. I love Helsing, and Alucard is Fae.
Would you rather dress up as a devil, or would you rather dress up as an angel? 3, 2, 1, jump. Everybody drink! Y'all need to start drinking something.
To be fair, my cup talks about brunches, but it says, you're my favorite brunch to brunch about brunches with.
A mood.
Oh my god. Next, would you rather A, have a homemade costume, or B, have a store-bought costume? 3, 2, 1.
You nerds.
Everybody drink. A. Okay, bonus. Would you rather A, walk through a graveyard at midnight, or B, spend the night in a spooky abandoned house? 1, 2, 3. Sammy, drinking.
Stuff's just the ride or die for everybody.
So that concludes game time.
A+ to Whitney and Ren for the sound effects.
Let's do shout outs.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out for me, Corpus Ren. You can find me on all social media outlets. Well, not all, but most social media outlets. Some more than others.
I'm just gonna make a shout out to all artists in general with different Etsy shops. I've seen a lot of fun, spooky accessories that I've really dug, and I'm like, yeah, go local artists and support each other.
Yeah.
Done that. Yeah.
Yay. And you can also follow Whitney on the Instagrams for sure.
Yep, Whimsical Whitney.
My shout out is to your local blood bank. Right now, a lot of hospitals have blood shortages because there's no blood drives right now due to the pandemic. So if you have not been affected by COVID recently and you are able to donate blood, please consider it, because there is a dire need.
You can follow me on Instagram.
I'm done. Oh my god.
I'm like, that was a great, and I should have stopped and been like, links are downstairs.
Downstairs. Just go down the basement. That's where you find us.
No, definitely check out all the shows from before that we've posted and all the shows that are going to be coming out afterwards. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and hit that little bell so you are notified anytime we have videos here on Nom Talk Network. But until then, Sammy, Whitney, Ren, thank you guys so much for being guests again. I am Stephanie, and have a spooky, nomorific day.